shaping the lower chest, a struggle many men have. The solution is simple: build the lower part of your chest muscles and lose fat to create a firm look. But when it comes to training the lower chest, there's a lot of confusion. Do you need a decline press, or can you simply stick to flat barbell bench press? Should you perform low to high chest flies or high to low flies? And what about push-ups? Should you do them every day? As someone that was able to develop my own lower chest and has helped hundreds of online coaching clients improve their chest development with science-based methods, I will share the secrets to shaping the lower chest. Let's first quickly look into chest anatomy to get a clear idea of what muscles we need to target. The chest has two primary muscles, the pectoralis major and minor. The pectoralis major is the biggest chest muscle, and that's what we need to focus on to build a defined chest. We can divide the pectoralis major into two parts, the sternocostal or lower head and the clavicular or upper head. We need to train both regions for balanced chest development. If you specifically struggle with lower chest fat, it is recommended that you focus your efforts on lower pec training. Training the lower pecs will not help you directly lose fat in that area. But imagine what happens when you build more muscle on the lower chest. Now the chest fat can spread through a larger cross-sectional area of muscle, making the chest appear more defined. If you then combine the lower chest training with nutrition that places you in a calorie deficit, you also lose body fat on the lower chest, and this is when big progress happens. But foundational to all of this is to first start training the lower pecs to create that initial definition. There are three main ways we can train the lower chest. We can perform horizontal push exercises with a flat or decline press, we can do cable chest flies with a high to low angle, and we can perform bodyweight exercises with higher repetitions like push-ups and dips. All these movement patterns have a resistance curve that move in line with your lower chest muscle fibers. Your lower chest muscle fibers run diagonally down, so any exercise that trains horizontal adduction of your shoulders while tilting diagonally down will emphasize the lower pecs more. All three mentioned exercises accomplish this action. Now, probably the most popular lower chest exercise is the decline bench press. In this decline position, theoretically the resistance runs more in line with the lower pecs compared to the barbell bench press. But if we look at research comparing different bench angles and chest activation, we actually see that the decline bench press does not necessarily increase lower chest activation. In fact, the flat barbell bench press had slightly higher lower chest activation than the decline bench press. Another 2017 study also analyzed different bench press angles and found that the decline bench press does not produce greater lower chest muscle activation. So based on muscle activation research, the flat and decline press will stimulate your lower chest to a similar extent. This makes sense from an anatomical point of view. If you keep your chest up during the flat bench press to stack your shoulders, you kind of already create a natural decline. Having an even deeper decline by changing the bench angle does not produce much benefit. For this reason, I recommend you focus your horizontal pressing not on a decline bench press, but simply the flat bench press. This will also allow you to use dumbbells more easily. Dumbbells are fantastic for building the chest because you can train your chest muscles with more range of motion. You also train each side of the pecs individually, preventing muscle imbalances. Setting up a decline dumbbell bench press can be a hassle. Because there's not much benefit to the decline and there is some risk involved, I advise avoiding the decline position altogether. But what about when you perform a flat press? Should it be with a barbell or with dumbbells? Muscle activation research found that the two variations are similarly effective for stimulating your pecs. Generally speaking, with a barbell bench press you will be able to lift more weight, as shown in this study. While with a dumbbell bench press your arms have more freedom of movement, so it tends to be less stressful on the shoulders. Let your personal preference and training needs determine whether you bench press with a barbell or dumbbells. The next movement pattern to train for lower chest stimulation is the cable chest fly. With a cable chest fly, you can really isolate the movement pattern that stimulates the lower pecs. But that's only true when you perform high to low cable flies. Oftentimes, people perform low to high cable chest flies while keeping their arms close together like in a front raise, to squeeze the lower chest. But remember, the muscle fibers of your sternocostal or lower head of the pecs run diagonally down, not diagonally up. So we need to focus on the high to low cable flies for lower chest stimulation. The low to high cable flies will focus more on the upper pecs. Even if you feel the lower pecs being squeezed well when you perform low to high chest flies, that doesn't mean they're getting trained well. For the lower chest, we ensure the resistance is in line with the right muscle by doing high to low cable flies. The third type of movement I recommend you do for lower chest stimulation is bodyweight pushing. To be specific, dips and push-ups. Especially dips are underrated when it comes to lower chest development. Many people think of dips as a tricep exercise, which is true if you keep your body upright. But if you lean forward, the dip kind of becomes a combination of a decline and flat press. If you have stubborn lower chest fat, chances are that your body fat percentage is also slightly higher, meaning that bodyweight exercises will provide a good challenge to you. Making bodyweight dips a key component of your chest training will help your lower chest gains. If doing bodyweight dips becomes a bit too easy because you're able to do 20 or more repetitions, adding extra resistance to the dips is a simple way to further overload the lower chest muscles. Now, next to dips, doing bodyweight push-ups is also highly beneficial for lower chest development. One 2017 study found that doing bodyweight push-ups to failure produced the same chest muscle growth as the barbell bench press. It is worth noting though that this study was performed on beginner trainees. As you get more advanced in your training, doing push-ups might be too light to be a primary chest exercise. But the way I use push-ups with my online coaching clients is by having it as a finisher exercise after you perform all of your compound exercises. If you have a workout with a flat barbell bench press, weighted dips, and cable chest flies, doing high repetition push-ups as a way to finish up your workout will definitely provide a nice chest stimulus. I prefer incorporating high repetition push-ups after your upper body day instead of doing push-ups on a daily basis. There are some videos online recommending doing push-ups every day, but if you also train your chest hard in the gym, this can result in recovery issues. So if we sum up the exercises to maximally develop your lower chest, we benefit from having a horizontal push like the bench press, a cable chest fly going from high to low, doing bodyweight or weighted dips, and incorporating bodyweight push-ups as a finisher exercise. Let's say you train your upper body 2 times per week. A lower chest focused routine could look something like this. As you can see, we have 2 flat bench press variations, a high to low cable chest fly, and push-ups as our finishing exercises, while still training your back, arms, and shoulders with good volume. Take this example and tailor it to your preferences. But I must emphasize again that focused lower chest training works best if you combine it with a nutrition approach that places you in a calorie deficit. This is how many of my online coaching clients leaned out their chest well, like Sylvester from Florida, who lost over 20 kilograms of fat in a year while lifting weights consistently, or Nabil from Abu Dhabi, who completely transformed his physique and chest gains in 6 months. Elias from France is another good example. His entire physique changed in a year's time. The physique changes here are due to good training and controlled nutrition. I will link a video in the description below on how to set up a successful fat loss phase, so you can combine an effective training and nutrition approach for the best results. If you would like my personalized advice and consult with me about your fitness goals, you can apply to my one-on-one online coaching service by also visiting the link in my description. I will personally design your complete training and nutrition approach while holding you accountable throughout the process, so you can be the next success story. And that was it for today's video. I hope you now have a better understanding of how to develop and sculpt the lower chest. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, if you found this video helpful, then leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next one.